Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone can hear me. Please reply via chat box. Okay. Welcome to agricultureinformation.com webinar. Today we are going to interact with Mr. Kapil Kumar Sharma on plant protection measures in potato breeder seed production. The format of the webinar will be as follows. I'll mute everyone in the audience except Mr. Kapil Sharma. Then Mr. Kapil will make his presentation, and after we listen to him, we can ask him our questions by typing in chat box, or you can also email me at ed@agricultureinformation.com. I repeat, ed@agricultureinformation.com. Then I'll forward the questions sent by you, and if we have time, I may unmute one or two members in the audience so that you can directly talk with Mr. Kapil. Mr. Kapil, I am unmuting you. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Please continue. Now
Hello.
we can hear you.
Can you
Yes, sir.
hear me?
Yes, sir. Please continue.
Thank you. To discuss about the major diseases of potato and their management. I am Kapil Kumar Sharma, Technical Officer, Breeder Seed Production from Central Potato Research Station, Jalandhar. Potato. Potato is the fifth major food crop after wheat, rice, maize and barley. Over next 3 decades, when the world population is expected to grow around 100 million a year and put further pressure on land, water and other resources, potato hold promise for the food to millions of people, especially of the developing countries. But potato is a short-term crop and attacked by a lot of diseases and pests. Full potential of crop can be realized only if diseases and pests are kept under control. Potato crop can be affected by approximately 160 diseases and disorders, out of which 50 are caused by fungi, 10 by bacteria and other by viruses. Non-parasitic or due to unknown causes, there are number of diseases. Diseases may affect potato at any stage of crop growth or even during storage. They may affect the foliage, tubers or both. I am showing you on my screen a field attacked by blight, a very dangerous disease for potato crop. If you remember Irish famine, a whole of the potato crop in Ireland and millions of people died due to this disease. Why? Because the crop of potato fails, which is a staple food in Ireland. This disease is caused by a fungus known as Phytophthora infestans. Late blight comes on foliage. First of all, it is seen on the leaves, and there is a decaying on the leaves due to Phytophthora infestans fungi. You can see the symptoms of the disease on the screen. Sporulation starts in Phytophthora infestans on the crop, and with white color patches surrounding the spores can help you to identify Phytophthora infestans on the crop. Disease epidemiology, that means how a disease passes. What are the main conditions required for the disease to come into the crop? Disease variability in pathogens and survivability, physiological races to the pathogens, and asexual and sexual mode of reproduction. Disease favorable environment like relative humidity, temperature, rain. You will see again a few slides showing the effect of late blight on the potato crop in Punjab. Now, these slides, what you are seeing are the effect of frost. Late blight in Punjab, a few years back, there is a lot of frosting, ground frosting, that also damaged the crops at a very high pace. Late blight infection in potato tubers, as you can see on the screen, it comes as a patches, as a brown rot patches on the surface, and this can be seen and this can be sorted out while you are keeping seed for the next year or when you are packing the material for the supplies. Late blight infected potatoes, when you cut them, you can see the fungus patches growing inside in the flesh of the potato. That is also one of the identification component. Management of late blight of potato. If I say the most dangerous disease in potato is late blight, I'll also say if you maintain these few steps while growing your crops, number one, cultural practices, number two, use of fungicide at proper time, and number three, resistant varieties, you can control the late blight. Cultural practices. Number one, provide high soil rich cover to the growing tubers. Minimize irrigation after the blight has set in. If you see that there is a blight in the field, you try to first remove that patch, cut the infected haulms, minimize irrigation after late blight has set in. Harvest the tubers only after proper skin curing and sort out the diseased tubers before storage. It will help you to prevent rottage during storage. Forecast for late blight, expected timing, expected weather conditions. In rainy years, if the measurable rain lies between 0.1 to 0.5 mm and 5 days continuously moving, relative humidity more than 85% for 50 hours, 5-day moving temperature ranging between 7.2 to 26.6 degrees Celsius, that is more than 105 hours. And in non-rainy years, 7 days moving, relative humidity 85% for 60 hours, and 7 days moving temperature 7.2 to 26.6 degrees Celsius, that is more than 120 hours. Late blight will appear within 10 days. This is one of the parameters, basic parameters, which are taken into account while forecasting for late blight of potato. To control blight of potato, a very simple protective measures should be taken, that is applying contact fungicide such as Mancozeb 0.2% as a prophylactic spray before usual time of appearance of the disease. This is, I'll again repeat this particular concept. Don't wait for the blight to come. Please apply contact fungicide like Mancozeb, Indofil 0.2% as prophylactic spray before usual time of appearance of the disease. Now, if the disease is there and weather is not favorable in your favor, weather is favoring disease site, then you will try metolexyl plus Mancozeb 0.2%. And after that, cymoxanil plus Mancozeb, where you are seeing that metolexyl is not working. Use a sticker like tritone to prevent washing of fungicide in case of rain. Try to sow those varieties which are resistant to late blight like Kufri Badshah, Kufri Megha, Kufri Giriraj, Kufri Kanchan, Kufri Swarna, Kufri Chipsona 1, 2 and 3, and Kufri Pushkar. Next disease is early blight caused by Alternaria solani. It's also a fungus. Leaf spots caused by Phoma species. Leaf blotch caused by Cercospora concourse. Management of early blight. Use disease-free seed. Provide plus dose of fertilizers, especially nitrogen. And third, spray fungicides. Please take it into mind that while taking a seed production crop, you must keep it in mind that spraying prophylactic mancozeb or a fungicide will help you to control the blight at the very initial phase. That will help you a lot during the crop season, because if you are going to wait for a long that the disease will appear and you will start spraying, that will take a toll on the crop, and the crop will, you will lose the crop. You will lose the crop. There are soil and tuber-borne diseases. Next I will come to soil and tuber-borne diseases. Soil and tube-borne diseases assume special importance in a vegetative propagated crops like potato. And you all are aware, potato is a stem tuber, underground stem tuber, and the diseases from the soil will pass into the tubers. They spread far and wide through the seed tubers and soil. These diseases are like black scurf, common scab. These diseases disfigure the potato tubers and thus greatly influence the acceptability and marketability of the produce, while soft rot and dry rot affects the produce, directly causing economic losses. Here I'll take a break from that chemical chain, chemical sprays and all that. I'll also take a limited look into the hazards of the pesticides to animals and human health. I'm saying here, I'm putting this slide because I want to make sure that do not overuse chemicals. Use chemicals only when required, limited and timely. Pesticides are dangerous both to animals and human health. Diseases like cancers, kidney failure, abortions, and stillbirths, insomnia, and other diseases. According to World Health Organization estimates, about 1 million people fall ill and about 20,000 die in agony due to pesticides. So please use only that much chemicals which are required. Judicious use of chemicals is the mantra. Pesticides disturb natural balances. They destroy useful antagonistic microorganisms. Development of resistance to pesticides in pathogens. So while controlling a disease, I'll request you to take care that the chemicals must be sprayed in a proper dose, proper time, and in a proper way. This will help you in controlling the disease. Next, to control the soil-borne diseases and the tuber-borne diseases, there are various chemicals in the market like amisan, which is banned by the government due to the presence of organomercury compounds. Later on, there are various other compounds, there are various other marketable chemicals are there like monserin, but CPRI scientists have developed a technology to control black scurf by using boric acid. You can see on screen, if you are comparing the treatment of tubers with boric acid and compare it to amisan, you will see that the percentage of incidence with boric acid 3% is far less as compared to when it is controlled by amisan. So I'll recommend, as per the CPRI recommendations, that boric acid treatment is quite good for controlling black scurf in potato tubers. Boric acid treatment can be carried out by spraying. You can see on slides that spray the chemicals by putting the tubers on the ground in a single layer and then spray chemicals with the help of knapsack, or seed treatment devices can be used for this purpose. Another method to control Another method to control soil-borne diseases is soil solarization. I'll recommend this for those people who are growing a seed part, a part of their crop as a seed, and they can keep a part of their fields idle for near about 3 weeks for soil solarization. It is carried out by transparent polythene sheet mulching during hot summer months, and it is very effective, simple, physical and non-hazardous method to control a variety of soil-borne pathogens, pests and weeds. The treatments, beside controlling diseases, also result in increased mineralization of soil, increased growth response and higher yield. Soil solarization is best carried out during period of high temperature and intense solar radiations, which in Indian plains are available during May to June. At CPRI, we have seen that soil solarization has a very good effect. Our senior doctor, Dr. R.K. Arora, has seen this, and the slide shows the control of potato tuber diseases through soil solarization. I had marked it separately. Soil solarization, if you say black scurf, russet scab and yield also, you can see the difference. Soil solarization is very good for those people who are turning toward organic farming, as no chemical use. It is free from any type of hazardous materials. I'm again saying just polythene mulching during hot summer months is very effective, simple, physical and non-hazardous method to control variety of soil-borne pathogens, pests and weeds, and this will help you in controlling weeds, pests without using chemicals. And those people who are opting for organic farming, they can use it at a very good pace. They can get a very good results, and disease and the yield percentage will be very high. I'm showing you a slide of solarized and controlled plots. You can see the potato tubers, the shape, the cracking. You can see the quality of the product. That's why I'm saying soil solarization. It will also increase yield, marketability, and next, see what is black scurf. It is caused by Rhizotonia solani. Rhizotonia solani is a fungi which causes a patchy sclerotia on the surface of the potato tubers and decreases its marketability. It is a soil-borne disease. Rhizotonia solani produces sclerotia at the end of the crop season. Harvesting the crop immediately after full maturity reduces black scurf. By advancing the harvest from mid-February to mid-January, the disease could be reduced by around 50%. Charcoal rot. Charcoal rot caused by Macrophomina fasolina, and you can see the tubers infected by charcoal rot. How you can control charcoal rot? Charcoal rot of high soil temperature disease. Harvesting the crop before soil temperature crosses 28 degrees Celsius in endemic area results in low disease incidence. So that means during harvesting, temperature must be taken into care. If you are waiting that the temperature is very high, you are going to lose a part of your crop if it is infected by charcoal rot. So charcoal rot of potato is a high soil temperature disease, and harvesting the crop before soil temperatures crosses 28 degrees Celsius. Management of charcoal rot. Use those varieties which are early mature. Harvest before soil temperature exceeding 28 degrees Celsius and irrigate frequently to keep down the soil temperatures. Next is dry rot caused by Fusarium species. You can see the tube shown by cutting the flesh. You can see the infected tubers from inside also. Dry rots avoid bruising by careful handling at the harvest, at the grading. Soft rot avoid excess soil moisture at harvest and in stores. These are the two basic fundas to keep the produce free from dry rots and soft rots. Keeping the material, harvested material for curing in sheds or in the heaps and covered by paddy straw will help you in curing the skin, and bruising can be reduced. Management of dry rots, cuts and wounds. During harvest, grading, transport and storage predisposes the tubers to fusarial infections. Harvest only when skin of tubers bursts. Avoid bruises at harvest, grading and handling of potato tubers. Cure harvested potatoes at around 13 to 18 degrees Celsius. Moderate humidity for healing of cuts and bruises. Avoid planting of cut tubers or treat the cut tubers with mancozeb to avoid fusarial wilt in the fields. Rat. It is another disease. Management of rat. The disease is by sanitation, long crop rotations, growing resistant and immune varieties, and enforcing strict quarantine legislations. Grow rat immune varieties like Kufri Jyoti, Kufri Bahar, Kufri Sherpa, and Kufri Kanchan in those regions which are infested by rat. Intercrop potato with maize or rotational crops such as bean and radish reduces population of viable resting spores of the pathogens. Next is bacterial wilt, Ralstonia solanaris. You can see in the slide the lower parts of the leaf or the plants are showing wilt, and this wilt reaches up toward the upper part of the foliage. Brown rot, that is caused by Ralstonia solanae. Brown rot in the tubers. You can see the oozing out from the point where the infection is there. Bacterial ooze from the bundles of the brown rot infected potato tubers, cut to half and press them. You will see there is the oozing. You can see it on slide also. How we can manage bacterial wilt and brown rot? Follow an integrated approach. Use disease-free seeds, reduce field inoculum, and grow crops under right environmental conditions. Application of bleaching powder at the rate of 12 kg per hectare mixed with fertilizer at first earthing and use of healthy seeds reduces bacterial wilt. Soil solarization, application of boric acid, copra or peanut meal were reported to be effective. Biocontrol of bacterial wilt by use of antagonistic organisms such as Pseudomonas, Bacillus species, or virulent Solanarism species, actinomycetes are also effective in this. Next is soft rot. Soft rot is caused by Pinia cartovora. Bacterial soft rot. You can see the cut tubers of bacterial soft rot and see the infection goes to the tissue. That means the internal tissue is also infected by bacterial soft rot in dry conditions. Spread of soft rot. Bacteria that causes soft rot and back are carried in lenticels, wounds, and on the surface of the tubers and spread to healthy tubers in the store or stickers or settings. Water films on the surface of tube causes proliferation of lenticels and create anaerobic conditions or injury predisposes potato to soft rot. Decaying tubers and washing of produce with contaminated water spreads soft rot. Tubers harvested in wet soil, poor ventilation in transit or during storage promotes soft rot. So during harvesting, you must check that the soil condition in the fields must be right, and it is suitable to harvest when the soil is showing somewhat a little dryness. That means wait for proper soil conditions for harvesting. Decaying tubers will be removed and washing should be carried out in a clean water. Management of soft rot. Minimize bruises during harvesting. Avoid direct exposure of tubers to sunlight. Proper aeration in transport and storage reduces soft rot. Tuber treatment with 3% boric acid or 0.05% copper sulfate or 160% cosgomycin reduces incidence of the diseases. Crop rotation following green manure, potato, wheat cycle reduces soft rot. So crop rotation of green manure, potato and wheat. This is a cycle, crop cycle. You can use it. Remember, soft rot can cause a lot of damage to the curing heaps if it is not properly managed. So during curing during the heaps, it should be the rotten tubers should be sorted out properly so as to keep the produce intact. Common scab of potato is caused by Streptomyces scabies. You can see on screen. Scab is increasing day by day. Scientists are searching for the reasons of its increase, but marketability is reducing for those plots where such produce is developed. Managing common scab through irrigation. Up to today, it is believed or it is assumed that this scab is actually caused due to irregular irrigations. So scientists are recommending that irrigation at 4 days interval from tuber initiation stage onward reduces the common scab disease from 79.2% to 18.4%. So there are few steps to manage common scab. Treat the seed with 3% boric acid. Acidic fertilizers such as ammonium sulfate, single superphosphate and potassium chloride reduce the disease. Frequent irrigation to maintain soil moisture approaching field capacity from tuber initiating stage to maturity of the crop also control common scab. Rust potato. You can see russet scab. It is covering the whole of the skin and giving an ugly appearance. So the marketability is reduced. If russet scab is in your fields, please try to open fields during the summer months. Try soil solarization. Russet scab is also influenced by plantings. Healthy seeds planted in October 10th, November, you can see the incidence index on November. If the crop is sown on November, the russet scab incidence is quite less. But here I'll take the side of the farmers that it's not possible for all of them to wait for or to sow the crop late. Russet scab, as I'm telling, for control of russet scab. the disease is reduced to almost 1/3 as compared to the unsolarized soil. Delay in planting crop and restricted irrigation is also effective for control of rust cap. Diseases control through suitable cultural practices. Planting harvest adjustments, proper fertilization, irrigation, crop rotations, soil amendments, and care at harvest and storage. Disease control by alternating in planting and harvesting time. For black scurf, you will try early harvesting. For russet scab, I'll say late planting. For charcoal rot, early harvest to avoid high soil temperature. Some farmer will ask how we will check these diseases. I'm not saying that both the concepts will be carried out simultaneously. If black scurf is reported in your fields, I'll say try for early harvest. And if it is russet scab, I'll say late planting can be carried. But these are optional components. You can also check for the other chemical methods to control these diseases. That means seed treatment is one of the important components which can be used for controlling black scurf. Useful crop rotation. If I say common scab, if you are going to sow gramineaceous and legume crops that reduces streptomyces species, automatically common scab will come down. Black scurf and charcoal rot. To control this, you will try for maize and sun hemp. And powdery scab, if you are going for potato, pea and wheat cycle of the crop rotation, powdery scab is also shown a reducing trend. Frequent irrigations. In powdery scab, increase frequent irrigations in powdery scab and pink rot, but decrease irrigations during common scab and charcoal rot. Remember one thing, my friends, irrigation in potato should be carried out in such a way that it will remain below the ridges and only the moisture will reach up to the roots. It will keep the moisture content to a limited extent in the soil, and it will help in getting more dry matter in the crop, and also there you can save your crop from rottage also. Don't excessively irrigate. Potato does not require excessive irrigation. Irrigation is one of the most important factors you should take in mind while developing the quality of the crop. In case of rains, if you are getting excess of water in the field, please drain it out quickly. Last and the most important are the viral diseases. Viral diseases are taking its toll on the crops all over the continent, not all over the Indian continent, if I say everywhere, because these are vector transmitted diseases, and vectors like aphids, whitefly, hoppers, their population is increasing, and there are a lot of invasive species reported all over Asia. These invasive species are also directly or indirectly passing the diseases from one crop to another crop. You can see in the slide the mosaic pattern due to viral disease in potato. Viral disease causes seed mosaic, mild mosaic. Viral disease also causes leaf roll, and this is a vector. See on screen, aphids. Mysis persicki is reported to be one of the important vectors for the viral disease in potato. Now, to control viral diseases, I'll again say you have to control these vectors. Viral diseases can be managed by growing the crops under aphid-free period and aphid-free locations. That means you have to see that in the area where you are going to sow the crop for seed purpose, for which time the aphid is very low, or there is an aphid-free location, following hygienic cultural practices. Periodic inspections of the crop and rowing of infected plants. Remember, rowing means removing of infected plants, taking appropriate crop protection measures, getting the foliage as soon as the aphid count reaches the critical limit of 20 aphids per 100 compound leaves. Viral diseases does not affect the crop, if I say, in the first year, but the rate of degeneration is so much high that within next 2 or 3 generations, you will get nothing from the crop and the total crop failure will be there. So I'll request you to manage vectors to control viral diseases. See, there is potato tuber moth. I'm showing on screen potato tuber moth. Potato tuber moths. How you can manage potato tuber moth? Potato tuber moth is reported from the leftover tubers. So collection of leftover tubers, removal of volunteer tuber plant, potato plants, use of uninfested seed tubers, deep planting, frequent irrigations, covering of exposed tubers in the fields, and storage of only healthy tubes reduce the damage by potato tuber moths. Spray of monocotophos 40 EC at the rate of 1.5 liter in 1000 liter of water on 30-day-old crop. Repeat the spray 2 weeks for harvest. Use 2 to 2.5 centimeter thick layer of dried eucalyptus leaves, lantana, below and on the top of the potato heaps. Use pheromones on water traps and the rate of 4 traps per 100 meter square storage space for mass trapping of the male tuber moths. You can also use light traps for the same case. There are various disorders caused by the factors other than pests and pathogens, like internal bruising. That means during transportation, if it is not properly handled, if it is thrown from the vehicle directly on the ground, there will be internal bruising. Low temperature during storage, excessive low temperature during storage, or we can say during, there may be these type of symptoms can also be seen during frosting also. Low temperature internal tissue is also damaged. Potassium deficiency. Hollow heart is a disease of the storage, hollow heart disease, where the physiological processes are not good inside the storage. Hollow heart disease is reported. Black heart. Cracking. Cracking is reported in few varieties. If I say Punjab area, I'll see this type of cracking in a variety known as Kufri Jyoti. But if we are seeing the same crop in West Bengal, the cracking is not so high. So crack caused by impaction of turgid tubers during digging, growth cracks that healed over before digging. So it can be a varietal character in case of Kufri Jyoti. But please write the question in the chat box. I'll give the response. If you require, audience, please listen. If you require any information on potato, you can send an email on kapil222in@gmail.com.
Okay. Mr. Kapil?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thanks for your informative talk. Audience, please continue asking questions. Hello? Mr. Kapil?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, sir. I have one question. Sometimes the taste of the potato is sweet, right? So it happens due to some disease or the seed problem. Is it safe to eat such kind of potatoes?
No. Yes, ma'am. It is safe to eat. It is just a physiological aging. When you keep the seeds in the storage, in the cold storage, its starch start changing into sugars, and that gives the sweetness. It's not related with any type of disease. It is safe to take these potatoes.
Okay. Prakash, Rajni, Rakesh, please ask your questions. Sir, in India, which are the states having maximum potato production?
It's automatically Uttar Pradesh is leading the, and potato is for best potato seed. You can say Punjab is leading.
Okay.
For production, it is Uttar Pradesh.
Okay. And sir, how to identify the potato crop is going through any of the disease?
Automatically from the symptoms in the foliage. First of all, the crop husbandry is very important. You have to enter into the field and see whether the crop is showing any type of symptoms. If you say healthy plants and the diseased plants are there, you can recognize easily that the plant is healthy, this plant is have some type of wiltage is there. So that means by proper husbandry of the crop, you can identify.
Okay.
And then you relate that symptoms. You go through the slides what I have shown. You can also check it through the net. When you identify the symptom, you will say yeah. Or you can contact any of the expert from CPRI or CPRS Jalandhar.
Okay. So Prakash wants to know about Gujarat. You said the Punjab is good. He wants to know about Gujarat.
Gujarat, they are managing the crop very good, but the aphid period, low aphid period is not there. So their seed production is not possible. Their production of the crop for processing varieties is very good. I can say they are showing a remarkable work. They are doing a remarkable work. I have seen it in Banaskantha area. They are doing it at a very low water availability. Even then they are doing it very good. Okay. But their crop is not good for seed. Their crop is very good for processing purpose. Next, these people are getting seed from Punjab itself.
Okay. Sir, do you recommend using the sow-resistant varieties of seed to protect the crop from getting infected?
Yeah, I'll say, but it's a limited scope. It is of limited scope, ma'am. Actually, we have to take a protective measures because day to day, these disease components, these disease causing agents are changing their pattern. If I say Phytophthora infestans, the races are changing, new races are coming. If you say you are going to develop a variety within 5 years or 10 years, and after that it comes into the field and it become infected within 3 years. So it's not possible to say always. I'll say protective measures.
Okay. Audience, please continue asking questions. Sir, as you said, like use of same fungicides repeatedly reduces the risk of resistance in crop. Is it true?
Yeah. Yes, it is 100% true. And it is seen in my own fields in the research station that if we are applying Mancozeb, it is showing resistant to Mancozeb. Then we have to use Mancozeb plus Metalaxyl. Then we have to go for Curzit. So prophylactic spray, that is one of the most important component.
Okay. Mr. Prakash and Rakesh, any questions? Okay, so use of organic manure like cow dung or vermicompost helpful in preventing the crop from getting infected or later fighting in infections?
No. Vermicompost can be nutritive. Organic manures can be nutritive. It can make the crop healthy in terms of nutrient availability, but don't say that they will help to fight the diseases. Take it in mind that to control diseases, we have to use certain chemicals. I'm again saying use the chemicals. Don't wait for that particular disease to come. If I'm saying lead blight, we know that lead blight symptoms will appear. Season is like this. During crop season, you must take care of the weather conditions. And if you know that blight is going to be there within the next few days, try to give a prophylactic spray.
Okay. And so what about the drought resistance and disease resistant seeds offered by seed companies? Is it safe to use?
I'll say drought resistant varieties are there. One variety from CPRI is also there, and I'll recommend this variety for those people who wants to grow in some hot areas. This variety is Kufri Surya. And for more details about this variety, you can send mail to me on my email address kapil222in@gmail.com. I'll send the whole details of this variety. This is very good variety.
Okay. So please type your email ID. Thank you. And so when to check if the crop is infected with any disease? How to monitor, this crop with the disease check?
I'll say it should be a daily routine. It should be a daily routine that you must, I don't say go to the complete field. You will take up certain patches in the field where you will go for a while to check if there are aphid vectors there. And that means it's causing vector aphid, white fly is there, grasshopper is there. You can check weather conditions. These are the few factors. If I say as a farmer, I'm in the field for just for 1 hour in a day, but I'll check whether the field is up to the mark or there is some limitation is coming up. Wilting is there, water shortage is there, as well as some diseases are coming.
Okay. So sir, how to identify the potato crop is going through any of the disease, you mentioned?
If I say for late blight, that is one of the important disease. If you see the patch of late blight, take that few leaves in a polythene bag and just fill it with air and keep it in the refrigerator for 2 days. If a white fungus appear on the leaves, say it's due to late blight. I'm again repeating, take few infected leaves into a polythene bag, fill it with air, tie from one side and keep it in refrigerator for 24 hours. If you see there are white fungus growth on the leaves, that means it's late blight.
Okay. So is there any facility for the farmer to get the seed tested before sowing?
Surely. In CPRS or CPRI, you can approach for this concept. And the next I'll say to the farmers, it is
Okay. This is Central Potato Research Station from Jalandhar, right?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, Abbas have joined us. Abbas, any question? Okay, sir. Meanwhile, we'll take one more question. To whom the farmers have to approach when the seed failed to perform?
I'll again say that you will purchase seed from those agencies which have got disease-free seed like CPRS or your agriculture agencies. They are getting seed from us.
Okay.
These people are purchasing seed from CPRI and then multiplying these seeds. So please purchase seeds from those agencies like National Seed Corporation. They are selling this potato seed. Then your state agencies, state agriculture agencies. Then Central Potato Research Institute is also providing a limited supply to the farmers For any type of seed requirement, I'll say on small amount, not a bulk quantity. You can purchase small amount, small quantities, and especially for those farmers, marginal farmers, you purchase small quantity and then multiply it in your fields. I'll request you contact our station, that is Central Potato Research Station, in March itself, that is the harvesting season in Punjab, to purchase variety of potato tubers. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, sir, for the inconvenience. Hello.
Hanji, hanji. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Sir, does Government of India have its own farm to produce seeds?
Yes. In every state,
Okay.
our CBI has got 7 research stations all over India.
Okay.
There are 7 research stations all over India. There are 20 potato coordinating centers in all the states. So you have to approach them. For any details, you can go to our website, that is CPRI. I'm writing this, CPRI, ERNET, ERNET, ERNET.in. You can go to this site and you can check the details.
Okay. Audience, any questions? Sir, I would like to know, you told, so many pesticides are used. So, how to stop using the over pesticides? Is there any remedy that we can stop people using this?
Yeah. If we start it at the right time, the crop timing should be controlled. We have to study the area, we have to study the low insect period, low aphid period, low disease period, and then the use of chemical can be reduced.
Okay.
And do not use the chemicals on the just recommendations of what you can say the sellers. Recommended use chemicals where it is a requirement. Farmer has to be somewhat aware of these concepts, and for that purpose I am again saying farmers must remain in contact with, if they are growing seriously potato crops, they must remain in contact with our institutes so they can get every type of information on this. You can just make a mail to me, I'll send the complete details.
Okay. Abbas, any question from your side? Please type via chat box if you have any question. Prakash, Rajni, Rakesh, and I request everyone, if you have any question, please type your question. Okay. So I hope for time being there is no more question. If the audience has any further questions, please visit agricultureinformation.com under online education in webinar thread, and I'm typing here one link. Under this link, you can post your question in the forum and continue the discussion directly with Mr. Kapil. Also, I request audience to fill this feedback form. It will take only a minute. Please fill this feedback form. It's on today's talk. Okay. Thanks for attending this webinar. This is an event organized by agricultureinformation.com. Please visit our webinar thread under the online education section for updates on forthcoming events. I would like to thank Mr. Kapil for so informative talk, so elaborate talk. And I would also like to thank audience for joining us. So I'll be closing this meeting now. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you.